Sarah, I've taken on a little bit of a project in this time, so I thought, well, you know what, I will paint this up while I explain to you and tell you all about it. So for those of you who know me, I'm an interior decorator and a professional organiser, and for many years now I've been kind of feeling like, you know, my job, I love what I do and I've always loved what I've done my whole life, but I just feel like what I'm doing isn't really helping people, and it kind of gets to me. So a couple of ideas have come together. I'm always good at ideas, but I'm never good at executing them because I have lack of self-belief and self-worth. So I have a bit of a fear of failure, but I've always wanted to make an I Dream of Jeannie room. So that has always been a lifelong goal of mine, and I never ever knew how it was going to happen or how I would ever execute it. But I came up with this idea to purchase a circular bell tent and paint it into an I Dream of Jeannie bottle. So that's actually currently what I'm doing right now. So I thought, well, I will talk to you while I'm actually painting it out. So this is pretty much, I'm having to do this freehand. And I'm actually, you know, pretty impressed with myself because I kind of wasn't sure I'd be able to do it, and I've just kind of done it, so it's happening. There's 11 panels I need to do, so I'm just currently doing the very bottom outline. They're all going to be all coloured, infilled coloured the whole way to the top. So as you can see, I'm going to have a lot of work up my sleeve to do this. But the whole point of this tent is to be able to hold women's circles in here. I want to be able to offer a space to people to be able to come where they can offload or feel like they're supported, and where they feel like, you know, their dreams can come true. You know, I just think that I can only speak from my own experience, but I just feel like lack of belief in myself has been the number one thing that's held me back from like so many things I've wanted to do in life. And I'm now 44, going into my 45th year, and I've decided there's just no sitting back and waiting anymore. If you want to do something, do it, you know. And I think for me, I've always been scared of failure. I come up with so many ideas. It's ridiculous. The amount of ideas I've come up with in my life and not executed any because I get to a point where I just think, oh, well, someone else will be better at it, or, you know, what's the point? You know, no one will be interested. So this idea sort of came to me just to hang out with my friends and have a place to go and just hang out. And then I thought, you know what, I could eventually make a bit of a business out of it and hold meditation sessions and, you know, women's groups in here. So I'm currently doing a course on how to hold women's circles because I've got absolutely no idea what I'm doing. And the one thing that I've discovered in my training is that when you hold women's circles, you know, you really need to be able to learn to hold space for people. And I think that's going to be my challenge, is that I am an extremely empathetic person. And the thing for me is when people tell me their problems or what's happening, I have this tendency, for one, to want to try and fix it. But for two, I feel it. I literally feel it, and it really affects me. So I'm really going to have to learn how to be able to hold space for people and not be able to try and fix it, and just allow them, you know, to feel free to be able to talk about their problems, not wanting anyone to fix it. You know, most of the time when people tell you about their problems, they don't actually want you to fix their problem. But, you know, so having like a sacred space to be able to come and just do, you know, and express and be, and, you know, we will do things like activities. But the other fun thing that I'm doing this year is I've decided to study Feng Shui. So it's always been something that I'm really interested in, but I have not got into it because I'm very OCD. So I kind of figured it would do my head in doing it, because I wouldn't necessarily, I thought with Feng Shui you could counteract every problem, but from what I've discovered so far, you can't. I haven't actually started my course. It will probably take me, because I have to work and obviously as well, it may take me a year or two to actually do it, but as I'm doing it, I will share with you guys the things that I'm learning, so we can just all do things at home together. And the other thing is too, is I will probably run some like little courses in my meditation tent. So we do meditating to start with, you know, we have a bit, you know, hold space for each other if anyone has anything they want to express or whatnot, and then we can, yeah, go ahead and learn some techniques, and we can do our Feng Shui calculations, and yeah, there'll be all sorts of really cool, fun things coming. But my history was, I was a baker pastry chef when I left school. I actually was mucking around at school a fair bit, and I had this teacher come up to me and say to me, Sarah, what do you want to do with your life? And I just thought to myself, oh, here we go, like whatever, how do I get you off my back kind of thing. So I just told her I wanted to be a chef. That'll shut her up. So I said to her I wanted to be a chef, and she came to me a couple of weeks later and she said to me, Sarah, I haven't been able to find any courses on chefing, but I have found this Tradeswomen on the Move course, and it's in baking. And so I went and did it. It was 2 weeks and I loved it. So I ended up doing my apprenticeship straight from school. And then I had my first daughter at 19. So I kind of had to go back to work and finish, you know, I wanted to go back and finish my apprenticeship. And then, you know, I realised how much I loved it, and I loved it for many, many years. I ended up working at Heidelberg Cakes, best cake shop ever, and I was doing specialty cakes and wedding cakes and things, and that was really, really wonderful and fun. But then I decided that, sorry, I'm just trying to find my pencil. Oh, where's my pencil? Great, I've lost my pencil. How come I've lost my pencil in all this? Oh, that's a bit odd. Alright, I might have to come back to this because my pencil seems to be missing.